everyone. Welcome back to Witches of the Moon. I'm Sunshine Morning Ray, your Saturday host, and the topic this week is Esbats and Sabbats. And I figured while I was talking to y'all I could kind of work on some things that I've been trying to get done for some time, and I'm not kidding here. I have so much in front of me, it's unnerving, so I need to get this done. Let me see if I can show you this real quick. Do you see, yeah, okay, so, and I'm not going to explain what it's for because it's kind of a surprise, but anyway, so I was watching my co-host's videos on the topic, and I found that the Sabbats were covered very well. I mean, they were just awesome. So I figured maybe I'd take a little bit of a different approach and try to do more of a beginner's type thing to the Esbats, because you really don't see a whole lot on the Esbats, because in all reality the Esbats are not really celebrations. They although they can be celebrated, they're not considered celebrations really. Now the Sabbats are, and I guess if you have to know my favorite, of course it's going to be Samhain. Has been since I can remember back in the day, being able to dress up in costumes and go out and see the ghouls and the goblins and wondering if they were real ghosts and real spirits, and I guess that's where it started. So, and of course later on, you know, learning that you get to an opportunity to a closer relation with your ancestors or with the spirits, because that's actually the time or the season when we can draw closer to our spirits. But that's my favorite. But I kind of wanted to go over the Esbats. So while I'm sitting here playing around and trying to get some stuff done, oh, and by the way, that's Charlie in the background. For those of you who don't know, that is my new haunted doll. Yeah. Anyway, so let's go over the Esbats. Now, for those of you who don't know what the Esbats are, that is primarily those are lunar. Those are surrounded by the moon, the goddess, and they are specifically dedicated to the goddess and to the moon. So I have got so much going on here, it's not even funny. So there are actually several Esbats in the year, and what the Esbats are is they are the new moon, the waxing moon, the full moon, the waning moon, and then the dark moon. And then of course every 2.5 years we get a little special treat when the full moon shows up twice in 1 month out of the year. And when that happens, when the full moon shows up twice in 1 month, that second moon is called the blue moon. I'm sorry. I have somebody whispering in my ear. Okay, so when you have a second full moon, this happens every 2.5 years, a second full moon in 1 month, the second moon is called the blue moon, okay? So, and every 2.5 years, we are also blessed with what is called a she moon. That is a second dark moon, full moon, in 1 month, and it only happens every 2 years. Now, we've already had a blue moon for No, I apologize. If I'm not mistaken, it's coming up in August. We have a blue moon coming up in August of this year. We do not have a she moon coming up. And when I say she, that is spelled S-I-D-H-E. It is a Gaelic word. If I'm not mistaken, it has something to do with fairies of the hills. It's also pronounced, the Gaelic came up with the word banshee, spelled B-E-A-N. Our way would be bean, but they pronounce it ban. And S-I-D-H-E, she. So banshee. So now you know how to pronounce it. S-I-D-H-E is she. That's the she moon, which is the second dark moon in 1 month. This happens every 2.5 years. Now, let me give you a little bit of a science when it comes to the moon, okay? For those of you who don't know, when the moon draws closer to the earth, its magnetic pull is so strong that it can even cause excessive tides. Now that's why we have tides, is because of the moon. When the earth shifts, according to how close we are to the moon is pulling, the gravitational pull is actually pulling the water. So we have tides that come in and out of the ocean. Well, stop and think about that, okay? If the moon, wow, I've had a hard day at work. Sorry. So if the moon can cause a huge body of water, such as the ocean on our planet, if she can cause such a great shift in that body of water, and you know that the human body is made up of 90-some% water, you know that that pull, that hug has to be affecting us as well. So this is where one of the terms come from, like in the medical profession or in the for the police or ambulance drivers. They start really getting upset or dreading the full moon because it seems to have sometimes a really adverse effect on the human body, scientifically. Okay, so scientifically, it can cause people to do things that they wouldn't normally do, or be excessive in things that they wouldn't normally be excessive in. So, isn't it just wonderful to know that the goddess, the mother, she can be up there and she can actually be physically hugging you? So, okay, I'm getting off track. I get excited when I talk about her. So anyway, so you have the new moon, which is the birth, the beginning, the initiation, a great time for you to be doing ritual work, which has to do with something new in your life, creating new things, coming up with new spells, new crafts, new rituals. Great time to do that, and that would be around the new moon. Then you have the waxing moon. Now the waxing moon is when the crescent moon is just beginning. So if you're looking at the moon, the crescent would be on the left-hand side. That's called the waxing moon. And that moon is actually a representation of the maiden. So your new moon is birth, your waxing moon is maiden. Good time for love work, attraction work, new young, things that you did when you were a teenager. Think in that frame of mind. That's the best time to do that kind of spell work or crafting or that type of work. Next would be the full moon. Now, the full moon is actually represented of or by the mother stage. So now you have the birth, the maiden, and the mother. The mother is more like transformation, power, fertility, intuition, you know, those motherly things that you feel after you've given birth. You've transformed your that's your second calling. Okay, that is the best time to do that type of work, during that moon, during that Esbat. Okay, so we've made it to the waning moon now. And I have to apologize. My camera may go dead, so I may have to plug in the charger if it goes dead, and I'll pick up wherever I left off. The waning moon. The waning moon means that the crescent of the moon, or the moon, is leaving. It's falling or failing. The waning moon would be that the crescent is going to show up on the right-hand side of the moon. And that is a representation of the crone. I'll tell you what, hold on just a minute. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. Can you tell it's brighter? I think my camera got brighter. Okay, so we were talking about the waning moon, and that being in the crone stage, and that's when the crescent is actually going to be on the right-hand side of the moon. In the crone stage is more for wisdom, intuition, communication, releasing negative powers, any binding work that you may want to do. This is an excellent time to do it. Healing powers, healing spells. During your waxing moon, excellent time to do any healing spells that you may want to do. So we've talked about the new moon, the waxing moon, the full moon, the waning moon, and we've basically gone through birth, maiden, mother, crone, and then the final moon is actually called the dark moon. Now, the dark moon, there's lots of things that you can do with the dark moon. Of course, the dark moon is going to be associated with the darker types of magic. If you, and when I say darker types, I do not mean black magic, okay? I do not want anybody out there thinking that I have ever said that there are definitely types of white magic and black magic, because I, for one, do not believe that. I understand if you do, and I respect that, but magic is magic, period. So, but the dark moon is really good for shadow work. I don't know that yet. Is really good for shadow work. Very, very good time for divination and speaking to the spirits. Chime candles. That's probably the best that the dark moon is, or the best time. Now, understand when I say the best time, what I mean is that the goddess is showing us in all her beauty the representations of her phases. And in relation to that, we should, or at least I do, my workings around that. Now, when it comes to celebrating the Esbats, I personally feel that if I am crafting and if I am doing spell work, or that if I'm doing magic at all, it's a form of celebration for me. So I'm sure that there's others out there that have specific celebrations that they do, perhaps with the Esbats. But for the most part, and I think you'll agree, that for the most part, the Sabbats are the ones that get all the, all the glory and all the fun, and that's understandable. But I fail to see where the balance comes in, seeing how the majority of the Sabbats surround the solar wheel and, you know, the sun, and I really feel we need to have that balance. So that's why I honestly feel that the Esbats are so much more, you know, important than I guess they get a lot of credit for, or that they get talked about. So that's basically my, you know, 2 cents worth on the Sabbats and the Esbats. I think that my other co-hosts have really addressed the Sabbats very well, very informative. And if you haven't watched them, I really wish that you would. I think that you'll really appreciate their opinions and the information that they have for you. And if you have not subscribed to Witches of the Moon, please do. You'll get updated every time we load a video. And I want to say hello and welcome to our newest addition, Poe. And I also wanted to say that we are still holding auditions for a sub-host. Poe has taken Miss Willow's Wisdom's place. Miss Willow unfortunately was having video issues, or for whatever reason, and she was unable to stay with the collab. I'm sure she's still out there, so hi Willow. So Poe has basically taken over Fridays, which means we are still holding auditions, and I believe we've only gotten a couple, 3 or 4 maybe, video responses. So definitely, if you would like to be a sub-host, which means, for instance, like last week when my voice was completely gone and I couldn't do a video, I really could have used one of you wonderful people out there to sit in and be like a substitute for me. So we're still going to be holding the auditions, I believe, until the 8th. So if you will please submit a video response with a little bit of your history, your background, a little bit of your beliefs, and how you came to the craft, and that would be awesome. Other than that, I think I've covered everything. Yeah, so y'all have an awesome evening, and I guess I will talk to y'all later because I have a couple more videos to do. Take care. Blessed be. Y'all have an awesome evening. Mwah. Bye.